Good morning, this is Mayayo speaking from trailrunningspain.com and carrerasdemontana.com in Spanish, just to present you with four winter shoes highlights from the French company Salomon, where we may be able to run from smooth forest roads and trails to walk up in the mountains over the snow and ice. Now, the runners. Now, this is the Sensor Ride 2. As you see, this is a running shoe for stable ground with grip. Its numbers are basically 130 euros price, weight of 275 grams, a drop of 8 millimeters, the difference in height between the heel and the toes, and a cushioning which is 19 up here, 27 at the back, quite standard for Salomon, this 18 to 20 up at the front, and obviously it's got a contra grip rubber, and as you see, low lags. Yes, there are lags, but low profile, so it's built thinking about hard ground, although it is quite polyvalent. Now, moving on to the trails on the mud and wet ground, we've got the classical Speed Cross, which is now reaching the Speed Cross Pro 2. Now, these two retails for around 150 euro. It's for the elite runner. There's another version which is for the popular runner, which is the Speed Cross, no Pro. And besides its price, it's a lightweight shoe, 280 grams. The drop in this case is 8 again, and what we do have is basically very, very close to the ground up here in front. Just 12 and 20. You know, why so close to the ground? Well, so we get a better feeling of the ground, of traction, and obviously if it's designed for running on wet ground and mud, obviously those are soft surfaces by definition, therefore not much need for extra cushioning rather than the soft soil will provide itself. One of the most prominent features here are the lags, directional lags, as you see, you know, for gripping onwards and retaining us downwards when we go down those hilly, grassy slopes, you know, always delicate. Now, out of the mud, out of the soft, into the winter ice and snow, we've got the classic Salomon Spike Cross. Here you got it, Speed Spike. Now there are big changes here, because in the past, basically the spikes that Salomon put onto their shoes, here we've got 15 spikes to grip on ice and snow, were built around the Speed Cross platform. Here, as you see, this is a different platform, sturdier, more stable, wider. So it's a bit more polyvalent. It's not about racing on ice and snow, but rather we can also trek on it or have an easy trot. Its numbers, obviously 15 spikes, the point of difference if you want this shoe, that retails for 170 euros. Obviously the steel is expensive in this case. 350 grams in terms of weight, 6 millimeter drop. You see, it's lower drop than her sisters, and cushioning is 18 up front and 24 at the back. It should be noted, obviously, that it does bring a Clima shield membrane by Salomon. Maybe not the best membrane in the market, but good enough in this case. And well, that's about it for running in on ice and snow. However, those of you who do not want to run but rather trek do also have another product which is the Salomon Outpath Gore-Tex trekking hiking shoe. Okay, as you see, fully different sole, a sole designed for trekking rather than running, but still with the contact grip, with prominent lugs, but as you see, designed much more thinking about mountaineering than running. You know, more stability, more traction, and not a more rigid, sturdy shoe, far more rigid. When you see the torsion, you know, sideways and frontways, this is a very solid shoe versus its mates, which are, you know, far more easier to bend. But with this shoe, we want it to be sturdy. For example, very sturdy up here, so we can kick on the snow, and others. Its numbers, well, it's 160 euro as for the retail price. It weighs 335 grams. Obviously, when trekking, weight is not as important as when running, whereas the solidness is far more important, and reliability. The drop is 11. You know, it's the largest of them, so we would be able to strike with our heel without really caring. It's got a big, thick heel here to cushion us. And as for the distance to the terrain, you will have 6 millimeters here, barely 6 millimeters versus 17 at the back. Why? Well, obviously, if we are walking, we don't care that much for cushioning, we are just walking, but we do care much for getting a feeling on the terrain, and that the closer to the terrain, the better. Also, the closer to the terrain, the better stability we got. So, summing up, here we got 4 winter highlights from Salomon: running fast on smooth pavement, Sensorite, running shoes, polyvalent trail. Now, running fast on muddy, wet surfaces. We've got soft surfaces, of course. We've got Salomon Speed Cross Pro 2, light, sleek, as you see, the narrowest sole of them all, prominent lugs. Third, running on snow and ice, we've got the Speed Spike with its 15 spikes to get grip, which is, it doesn't hurt on rock, and on tough roads we've used them, and it's also, it doesn't hurt, you know. So you may also run over patches of forest road or rocks, no problem. Just be aware that this shoe is built for reliability on you know, ice and snow. And last but not least, trekking on the mountains in winter conditions. It's Gore-Tex membrane, Outpath Gore-Tex, sturdy, you know, solid trekking shoe. So that's all, mates. We'll be doing in-depth reviews for every one of them, in English at Trail Running Spain, in Spanish at Carreras de Montana. So see you out on the mountains. Bye.